Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Police expressing sympathy for a couple accused of bringing their children along on a crime spree spanning at least 3 counties.
Hospitals are filling up with COVID patients, and the curve has become an arrow pointing in the wrong direction.
Sadly, we are at a very serious moment, asking and reiterating that we're asking people to do your part.
Tonight, the urgent warning from experts and the advice that could change the holidays in a big way. Good to have you with us tonight at 6. The governor acknowledging there is a light at the end of the COVID tunnel, but unless things change, we won't get there without a lot of lives needlessly lost.
Michigan has lost another 45 people to the virus as the state sets another daily record with 6,940 new cases confirmed in the past 24 hours. That's up by more than 900 from yesterday.
Michigan's chief medical executive, Dr. Janae Caldoun, said today the state's rate of positive COVID tests is at a very high 10.8%, a number she calls alarming. There are currently 747 separate outbreaks across the state, the highest number since the state started tracking those. And 20% of ICU beds across the state are being used right now by COVID patients.
The Detroit Medical Center putting visitor restrictions in place at its hospitals following the leads of Beaumont and Henry Ford. Chicago officials have issued a stay-at-home advisory starting Monday, and people are also urging people to cancel Thanksgiving gatherings.
Today, Governor Whitmer said she may need to take additional steps to slow the spread if the current trajectory of skyrocketing cases continues.
She echoed a dire warning from hospital CEOs who say their facilities are filling up and in danger of being overwhelmed, possibly to a worse degree than the first wave this past spring. Victor Williams is live with the urgent message from medical experts and state leaders. And Victor, we hear a lot about these super spreader events, but the focus of today's warnings was these smaller gatherings.
Yes, that's right. The governor also spoke on this, saying that we should limit the amount of gatherings we have. And obviously, with the holidays on the way, that is going to change a lot.
We are in the worst part of this pandemic to date.
Governor Whitmer speaking about the public health crisis we're in as a state.
The second wave of COVID-19 is hitting us, and it's hitting us hard. And unless we get our act together right now, we could be hitting our daily peak of deaths in Michigan come Christmas.
With the winter months and a series of holidays on the way, the governor warned of the consequences of social gatherings like Thanksgiving. Instead, she's insisting that we should not celebrate the November holiday outside of our own household.
The more people we have in our homes, talking and eating, drinking, hugging, yelling at the lions, the higher the risk of catching or spreading this virus.
Another major area of concern are the hospitals that are filling up at fast rates all across the state with COVID patients. Just earlier today, a virtual press conference was held where medical leaders from all of the state's hospitals echoed the same thing, pleading with the public to follow COVID-19 protocol to slow the spread.
In the last 14 days, our COVID admissions have risen by 128%.
We do about 4,000 tests a day, and it's about 15% positivity rate. Just 2 months ago, in September, it was at 3%.
The hope is to get these numbers down before more action has to be taken.
So we've all got to be smart and wear a mask. We've got to practice safe physical distancing.
And the governor is also recommending that we do not go to the grocery stores if we don't have to. If we limit our trips outside, then we can limit our exposure to the virus. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor. Well, the superintendent who fought so hard to get students back into Detroit public school classrooms says the data no longer supports safe in-person learning.
Dr. Nikolai Vitti announcing the change today, and families are now scrambling to figure out what they'll do now. Paula Tutman has been covering all the angles of this, joins us live with the story of one family who had tied their hopes to a return to the classroom, and now this. Paula.
Exactly right. One thing we know is 2 things can exist in the same room at the same time, that the community spread of this virus is bad. This cannot be helped. But also, this is a gut punch to families who are counting on the school so they can go to work, so their kids can get educated so that they can pull off their daily lives. DPSCD rolls in all in-person learning options as community spread of COVID-19 becomes just too much to manage for the district.
Yeah, this wasn't an easy decision, but we said we would open up schools based on science and data. And likewise, we said that we would suspend in-person learning based on science and data. And the infection rate in the city is just increasing too rapidly to justify the continuation of in-person learning.
For the Kane family of 5, remote learning has been a struggle. Dad has given up 2 days of work to stay home with the kids. Mom goes in late. The 16-year-old supervises school for her siblings as best she can.
Very tough, very tough. Very tough because I keep saying, okay, I'm log in, I'm gonna see what they're doing and check on the progress. But it's not easy, especially when you have 5 children. You really need extra help.
The family was actually looking forward to sending at least 3 of the children back to face-to-face learning on Monday. But with the community spread of COVID steadily rising, DPSCD, despite the brutal fight to keep children face-to-face in some capacity, for those parents who need it, COVID wins as all in-person options stop until January 11th at the earliest.
I got one child, it seems like as soon as I leave the home, this teacher's calls and he's not in class anymore. So she doesn't know my schedule. So he's not responsible enough. He needs to be supervised. So that's pretty scary.
Actual school buildings will remain open so parents have a place to find resources. Food will be distributed twice a week for all students. But without question, there is concern for more students falling through the cracks and losing ground that will be difficult to make up. So here's how this goes. Tomorrow is the last day for those students in face-to-face learning. And then Monday is the last day for students who are at those learning centers, about 10,000 students total. However, Dr. Viti says he can envision at least reopening some of those learning centers before January 11th if people would just do the right thing and we can lower community spread, guys.
Such a big part of this. All right, Paula. Now, the Washtenaw County Health Department says the sudden rise in coronavirus cases is delaying calls and emails for contact tracing. The health department urges everyone to take action immediately. If you're positive or have symptoms, you should isolate yourself for 10 days. If you've come into close contact with someone who has tested positive, you should then quarantine for 14 days.
Police say a crime spree spanning at least 3 local counties is over after an arrest in Farmington Hills. We're told a couple was taken into custody for a string of business break-ins and that they had their children in the car with them. Local 4 Defender Sean Lay is live with the circumstances of this case and why they're garnering some sympathy from the police. Sean?
Absolutely. Let's lay all this out right now because police departments in 3 different counties calling Farmington Hills Police right now because they have similar cases they're trying to solve. They think they're all connected. About 30 break-ins. Now, a man and woman, a mom and dad, they've been arrested for this. And what they're telling police say they had to arrest them, but they feel bad for them in the process. Take a look. This is a big arrest for you guys.
Very significant arrest.
Farmington Hills Police Chief Jeff King says when one of his patrol officers spotted a car sitting at this oil change business at 10 and Middle Belt very early yesterday, that officer was well aware that police Metro Detroit wide were looking for the people breaking into businesses all over, overnight, night after night, most of them oil change businesses. The officer stopped the car. Inside, Andrea Dawkins, and behind the wheel, Romello Buggs, both from Detroit.
The driver indicated that his passenger, the female, was pregnant, and they did have two minor children in the car, a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. And they had indicated that the passenger was having some medical issues.
EMS and fire checked out Dawkins. She was fine. The babies were fine. There was a hammer in the car. Chief King says Buggs and Dawkins then apparently admitted that they have spent nights driving with their kids and breaking into businesses, grabbing about $100 each time. The two are connected to 20 break-ins and likely 10 more. What have you learned about why the couple was doing this?
Based on their statements, they were in need of money. They were doing it to support themselves and their children.
Even feed their kids.
To feed the children, which is always saddening on the officer, when the officers have sympathy and they have that sympathy and sympathetic to the position.
But here's the bottom line. The kids are with CPS. They are safe. The driver there, Romello Buggs, he was already arraigned. He's been charged. He's being held on outstanding warrants. Now, the mom in this case, Andrea Dawkins, was also charged and arraigned today. She was released right into the custody of Redford Township, expected to charge her with similar crimes tomorrow. The chief here in Farmington Hills here says Chief King, had the couple walked into their police department, they would have gladly plugged them into a number of social service agencies here to help them. Live in Farmington Hills tonight, Sean Lane, Local 4 Defenders.
Yeah, all right, Sean. Well, some of our suburban downtown areas are used to welcoming in a lot of visitors and shoppers, of course, during the holiday season.
But, of course, COVID is making that more difficult. In Northville, they're trying a few different ideas to try to keep people safe while keeping businesses going. Tim Pamplin is there with a look.
A crisp afternoon in downtown Northville. The historic Victorian structures meet, well, the historic pandemic era. Centre and Main Street closed to traffic. The city decided to pedestrianise this business district.
It's a big improvement.
Northville residents Peggy and Maria enjoying their lattes.
Now, even with it getting cold, they're adding heaters.
The many business owners in downtown say they'll do anything they can to stay viable.
I wish they'd close the streets forever.
At the Dancing Eye Gallery, owner Teresa says it's nothing but good.
Every single customer I have absolutely loves it. I have not had one complaint, and that's difficult these days because everybody likes to complain.
Don't they just? So with downtown blocked off to vehicular traffic, kids having fun in the middle of the street, nice shot. Okay, enough beating around the bush. Things are about to turn.
It's getting cold and we're Michigan.
Yes, if you cast your mind back 1 year from today, 8 inches of snow fell in our region. And forcing people to dine and drink outdoors, well, it's a non-starter.
And we know that every day can make or break one of these businesses.
And that's why today civic leaders were meeting with business people, trying to come up with a winter plan.
Pods, greenhouses, something that we can keep the street open outside.
The city says they're going to be installing these open air yet heated structures. Business leaders, civic leaders, all doing whatever they can. In Northville this afternoon, Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
Remember that snow last year that glued all the leaves still to the trees? It was still coming. It hadn't fallen yet, yeah. And speaking of colder weather, it is feeling more consistently November-like right now. Let's check in with Andrew in for Ben.
Well, Kimberly and Devin, you're exactly right. A year ago today, the record low, 13 degrees on this day. And yes, that snowfall we all remember as well. But we had sunshine today. Where do temperatures go from here? Your Friday and weekend forecast coming up.
Clinton Township saying they discovered that 10 voters who passed away voted in this year's election. Coming up, what the clerks are now saying about what happened and why the Secretary of State says this isn't a case of widespread fraud.